I want to quickly talk to you about the most underrated credit cards to consider this year. I mean, if you're looking for a credit card, depending on your needs, depending on your lifestyle, you want to really go after certain credit cards. They're really under the radar because their eligibility criteria are a lot more flexible than your usual credit cards. Okay, so here are the top credit cards I want you to consider. First, you have Credit One Bank Wonder American Express with dining, gas, and travel rewards. This is a fantastic credit card, by the way. The cool thing about this credit card is that it's great for return protection. Okay, and in terms of rewards, you have a pretty impressive offer because you have 10x points on eligible hotel and car rentals booked using the Credit One Bank travel partner. You have 5x points on eligible dining, gas, and travel purchases, 1x points on all other purchases. So that's really good. But the card actually charges a $95 annual fee, but you can really offset that fee really well, really fast too. If you use the card for their I would say the eligible purchases, okay. And the APR is kind of high, so it's about 25 to 30%. So just be aware of that, okay. But this card is pretty good because you are able to even use it overseas because the card actually charges nothing when it comes to foreign transaction fees, okay. And the card will approve you if you have fair to good credit, okay, which is really good. Anytime you have a credit card that's affiliated with a Amex brand, willing to get you in at a fair credit score, that's pretty good. Okay, you have a great return on travel purchases, and also the card will work with you in terms of flexible rewards. Like I said, you have 10x points, 5x points, 5x points on eligible travel, 5x points on dining, 5x points on gas purchases, and 1x points on all other purchases. So that's really good. So overall, eligible purchases are covered by various built-in travel and shopping protections, including travel accident insurance, return protection, extended warranty, retail protection, and more. Okay, so this is a great underrated credit card to consider this year. Another underrated credit card to consider this year is actually the Discover It secured credit card. By the way, the Credit One Bank Wonder Amex with dining, gas, and travel. This was unsecured, but now I want to talk to you about Discover It secured credit card. Okay, and this card is actually great because it allows you to get a great credit card even if you have low or no credit. Okay, so this is something that's really important. So in terms of credit score, even if you have a 300, they'll take you, not a problem. Okay, and the APR will go from 2%. I mean, sorry, the APR will go from 15% to 29%. By the way, okay, that's something to really think about. And this credit card is actually is good for you if you want to build credit and earn rewards along the way. And what kind of rewards am I speaking about? Well, the rewards are not as I would say impressive as what you have with Credit One Bank Wonder. Okay, because the rewards here, you have 1% cash back on all purchases, and you have 2% cash back at gas stations and restaurants on up to $1,000 in combined purchases every quarter automatically. So this is something really interesting. One thing I want to say here is that many secured credit cards don't typically offer rewards or a welcome bonus. However, for new members in the first year only, this card will take care of you because Discover will automatically match all the cash back you have earned at the end of your first year. So if you earn, let's say, 50 or $100 cash back at the end of the first year, Discover will give you an additional 50 to $100. This is really good. Now, this is a secured credit card, okay, which means it requires a minimum $200 refundable security deposit, which is fairly standard actually for secured credit cards, okay. And what I love about this card is that basically it gives you a clear path to upgrading to an unsecured card and getting your deposit back, okay. So basically, and how long? Well, probably within 6 months, because Discover will actually will review your account every 3 months and see the progress you're making. So if you are using your credit card responsibly, chances are Discover will upgrade you within 6 months. Okay. And the cool thing is you can use this card overseas, or you can use this card actually when you shop on a foreign website, because there are no foreign transaction fees associated with this card. So that's really fantastic. Another underrated credit card to consider this year is the US Bank Altitude Connect Visa Signature. And this card is actually great for easy airport lounge access. So if you care about travel expenses, and you care about comfort or luxury a little bit when you travel, the US Bank Altitude Connect Visa Signature is actually pretty good. So personal and small business credit cards issued by US Bank are actually always great in terms of flexible rewards. By the way, that's really good. And one thing I also want to say here is that you are able to get things done real fast. Okay, for instance, in terms of the rewards, let me just go through the rewards real fast. So you have 5x points on prepaid hotels and car rentals booked directly in the Altitude Rewards Center. That's really cool. You have 4x points on travel, 4x at gas stations and EV charging stations on your first $1,000 every quarter, excluding wholesale clubs, discount stores, and supercenters. You also have 2x points on dining, 2x points on streaming services, 2x points at grocery stores, excluding discount stores, supercenters, and wholesale clubs. And then you have 1x points on all other eligible purchases. Okay. On top of that, this credit card, the US Bank Altitude Connect Visa Signature, has a welcome bonus. So you are able to earn 20,000 bonus points when you spend $1,000 in eligible purchases within the first 90 days of account opening. So you have a lot of possibilities with this card. But just remember that with this card, you cannot transfer points to travel programs. And also, you are limited to 4 free lounge visits per year. Okay. So once you go above that, you have to really pay extra. Okay. That's something to really think about. But the cool thing is that this card's 4 free visits to Priority Pass airport lounges every year are more useful than what they seem on the surface, because of how you can use them. You can use these visits at restaurants and non-lounge experiences that Priority Pass partners with, which is a benefit that many of the top airport lounge access cards have axed. Okay. And so that's really good in the long run. Next, you have the Wells Fargo. If you're looking for an underrated credit card to really think about, you have the Wells Fargo Reflect credit card. Okay, let me explain a little bit. So when I say a Wells Fargo Reflect credit card, I'm speaking about a card that's great for a very long intro APR period. Okay, because this card actually offers one of the longest introductory APR periods for purchases and balance transfers. But you got to have good credit to actually qualify for this credit card. Okay, you got to have anywhere from 600 or 620 to 850 to qualify for this card. Okay. But the cool thing is this card can help you save on interest charges thanks to its extra generous intro APR offer on purchases and balance transfers. What are we talking about? We're talking about 21 months. 21 months from account opening. Okay. So you are able to pay a 0% APR on purchases and qualifying balance transfers. When I say qualifying balance transfers, those balance transfers must be made within 120 days from account opening. Okay, so that's something to really think about. And but this card is actually charging you, and that's something I don't like that much. But hey, listen, they have to make money too, so they're charging you a 5% balance transfer fee with a $5 minimum. Okay, but hey, it's still good anyway. One thing I also need to say is that this card also offers roadside dispatch, and cell phone protection. When you pay your monthly cell phone bill with this card, up to a $600 of cell phone protection against damage or theft. Okay, and there is a deductible of $25 before actually Wells Fargo will take care of the rest. Okay. So another underrated credit card to consider this year is the Wells Fargo Attune or the late MasterCard. This is another wonderful credit card from Wells Fargo that I love a lot. And this Attune credit card is great for unique rewards categories. For instance, you can earn 4% cash back, 4% cash rewards on fitness and wellness. That's pretty good. 4% cash rewards on select sports, recreation, and entertainment, including live shows and sporting events. 4% cash rewards on gardening and floral stores, as well as pet supplies, boarding, and grooming. 4% rewards on public transit. That's really cool. EV charging stations and select thrift stores. Plus, you can earn 1% cash rewards on other purchases. So you can see that they are actually targeting a specific list of economic sectors. Okay. On top of that, this Wells Fargo Attune World Elite MasterCard has a welcome bonus that allows you to earn $100 in cash rewards when you spend $500 in qualifying purchases during the first 3 months after account opening. Okay. And there is an intro APR to consider on this card too. Even though it's not as long as what you have with the Reflect, you still have 12 months. Okay. But that intro APR actually applies to purchases. Okay. For balance transfers, you have to actually think also about the 5% balance transfer fee. And this card actually has a 3% foreign transaction fee, which makes it not good to actually use overseas. Okay. So if you plan on actually traveling overseas, don't use the Wells Fargo Attune credit card. Okay. But the cool thing is, what I love is that I love the rewards. The rewards structure is pretty great. I mean, the 4% cash rewards on specific economic sectors or specific purchases, that's really fantastic. And also, in addition to its generous cashback rates and intro APR offer, this is a card that has several features that can increase your peace of mind. And eligible purchases qualify for cell phone protection and rental car collision coverage. Okay. And you are also protected by MasterCard ID theft protection. If you're looking for another underrated credit card to consider this year, I want you to think about the Advantage Aviator Red World Elite MasterCard. So this is a card that actually is issued by Barclays Bank. Okay. Not a lot of Barclays Bank are actually, not a lot of Barclays Bank credit cards are in circulation. Okay. So this is something that's good to know. And the Advantage Aviator is actually an American Airlines affiliated sort of credit card. Okay. So in terms of rewards, you have 2 Advantage miles for every dollar spent on eligible American Airlines purchases. 1 Advantage mile for every dollar spent on other purchases. Okay. So you got to be an American Airlines aficionado to actually appreciate this card. Okay. So you have a welcome bonus whereby you have 60,000 miles after the first purchase and paying the $99 annual fee within the first 90 days. Okay. And so there is a $99 annual fee. Okay. You have also an intro APR of 0%. Okay. For 15 months on balance transfers made within 45 days of account opening. So not made within 120 days as with the Wells Fargo credit cards. Here you have 45 days. So they want you to really do the transfer real fast. And then the regular APR goes from 20% to 29%. By the way, there is a charge of either $5 or 5% of the amount of each transfer, whichever is greater. Okay. So that's really good. And this card, as a good travel credit card, doesn't have a foreign transaction fee. So that's pretty good. But you got to have good to excellent credit to qualify for this card. So this is not a card if you have a bad credit or a fair credit. Okay. So just be aware of that. And so overall, the cool thing about this card is that you are able to get things done real fast. I mean, other benefits include 25% back on eligible in-flight purchases, preferred boarding, and the first check bag for free for you and up to four travel companions on the same reservation. And every card anniversary year, you can receive $25 back for in-flight Wi-Fi purchases. You can also receive a companion certificate after spending 20 grand or more on the card in an account anniversary year, and the account stays open for 45 days after your anniversary date. Okay, so this is something that's really good. So overall, the companion certificate is valid on domestic economy flights and cost $99 plus taxes and fees. Another card I want to share with you is the Aligned Cashback Visa Signature Credit Card. Okay, this is a wonderful, underrated credit card to consider. It's actually great for flat rate cashback. Okay, and so you have 2.5% cash back on your first $10,000 of qualifying eligible purchases per billing cycle for Tier 1 rewards, 1.5% for all other eligible purchases over $10,000 per billing cycles, okay, per billing cycle. So something to really think about. And one thing I want you to really also remember here is that basically this is a card that actually issued by a credit union, so you got to be a member before qualifying. And but the APR is pretty decent, 16 to 26%. Okay, and overall, you also need to how do I say it? You don't have, if you want to take advantage of their balance transfer program, you got to pay a 3%. Be prepared to pay a 3% balance transfer fee. Okay, this is something to really think about. But overall, one thing you need to understand here is that you are able to, you can take advantage of all sorts of travel and purchase protections when you use your Aligned Cashback Visa. These perks include ID theft protection, purchase security, extended warranty protection, that's really good, travel accident insurance, rental car collision coverage, and roadside dispatch. Next, you have the Affinity Cash Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. This is another wonderful, sorry about that, wonderful credit card. Let me drink some water here. Thank you. So basically, this card is actually really good, and it's a really wonderful, underrated credit card. And so you have so it's called the Affinity Cash Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. Okay, and it's best for Amazon purchases. So you have 5% cash back at Amazon on up to $1,000 in purchases per month. So you have 2% cash back at U.S. grocery stores and supermarkets, 2% cash back on streaming services, 2% cash back on taxi and limousine services, limo services. So that's really good. Okay. And then you have 1% cash back on all other purchases. But still, it's pretty interesting. Okay. And this card actually has what I love is that the regular APR is pretty decent, 16 to 18%. Okay. That's really good if you think about it. And you just have to remember that Affinity actually is a credit union. So you have to actually be a member to actually qualify. So that's pretty good. So let me give you some generalities here. I just shared with you the top 8 most underrated credit cards to consider this year. Okay, you need to understand that the when it comes to underrated credit cards, there are some underrated credit cards that have also unique perks. Those 8 that I just shared with you are not the only ones. Okay, so depending on where you shop or what you need in a credit card, looking into a card with hyper-specific benefits can actually make sense for you, for your household, for your family, right? And these options may not be your go-to card for everything, but they have clear value in niche scenarios. Like for wholesale club credit cards, you can think about the Costco Anywhere Visa card by city. You can have the Sam's Club MasterCard, the BJ One's MasterCard, and so on and so forth. You can also have the TSC Visa card. Okay, this is a card that earns a 3% vet bills. Okay, and groceries and gas as well, which is one of the best rates for your pet's medical bills. You will also earn 5% in rewards at Tractor Supply, including pet supplies, and you receive up to 2 free trailer rentals per quarter. Plus, Tractor Supply has over 2,200 locations in 49 states, so there is a good chance you have a store nearby. You also have State Farm Premier Cash Rewards Visa Signature Card that actually can help you save on your insurance premiums with 3% cashback on up to 4,000 in insurance premium payments annually. Okay, you'll also earn a 2% cashback at gas stations and electric vehicle charging stations, drugstores, grocery stores, and dining. So that's really good. So if you think about lesser known credit cards, you have fewer restrictions on those cards, right? And you also have uncommon rewards. I told you before you were looking at niche scenarios, so you have uncommon rewards. But just remember that those rewards may not be so valuable. Okay, you have a less valuable rewards, and you also have a niche value. In conclusion to this conversation, I shared with you the top 8 most underrated credit cards to consider. So those credit cards, you have they go from the Credit One Bank Wonder Amex with dining, gas, and travel, all the way to the Affinity Cash Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.